What's up, family? It's Anthony, or y'all can call me AG. And today I'm going to be talking about my takeaways from the Welcome to Cultural Remembering Ancient Instructions for Modern Living. Hosted by the amazing folks at Wellness Rebirth, this was a 4-part virtual reasoning series guided by Elder First Man and the Rastafari Indigenous Village. Quoting from the introduction, this gathering is a spiritual council, a remembering of indigenous wisdom shared through the Rastafari perspective. It is an important call to live in harmony with self, community, and creation. This is a sacred journey of remembrance, restoration, and my favorite, liberation. First, I'm going to talk about a little bit of the program overview, reading from my laptops, sharing my notes and thoughts. This started in September 2025 and it ended in the month of January 2026. Let's get started. The first session was fire. Each month, we will gather to explore one elemental key, grounding in Rastafari ancestral teachings of liberty, life activity, balance, and liberation. The first session was fire, the spark of transformation. Then we go into earth, the ground of belonging, water, the flow of emotion and healing, and to end it off, air, the breath of liberation. With that being read, you could tell this was a very intentional series. Now I will go into what it took to prepare to be present, and the following is a breakdown of that. For example, what to bring each month to create a sacred and grounded experience. Please have the following nearby. It was either a candle or incense for fire. For earth, you could bring a rock or crystal. I had a couple of those as I was present for the sessions. Water, like a glass of water for ritual during the water session to ensure the container is made of glass or made of the natural element, no plastic. For air, like a feather, something from the ground, something from the earth. Bring a notebook and pen and sacred items from your altar or something that connects you to your ancestors or nature. A comfortable seating space where you can be fully present without distractions. Yeah, like I said, me personally, I had my incense, my crystals, my water, and I had a plant around me too. You want to sit quietly. And I guess we could do this practice right now. I'm gonna read it out loud and y'all can follow. Sit quietly. Take 3 slow, full breaths. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Notice the body, the sounds, the light. Scan your senses and soften into the present moment. Allow your breath to become the gateway inward. Long, gentle inhales and full, slow exhales. Remind yourself, this time is sacred and exactly as it needs to be. And when you're ready, open your journal and respond to the prompts below. So I'll go over the journal prompts. I'll put them in the description for y'all to see. Write freely. Stream of consciousness is perfect. You may also speak into a voice memo, draw, or simply sit with each question until the inner answer arrives. Now I'm going to share a final note on behalf of the Elder First Man and the Wellness Rebirth team. This series is a conversation of reclamation of indigenous wisdom and a manual for life. Each session builds upon the first, and your presence is vital. Be ready to receive, come to share, and be ready to be transformed. Thank you again for supporting this journey. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like I said, most of the information is going to be in the description. So sit back, grab some tea, get comfortable, however you get comfortable, and I'm going to get into the journal prompts. So the first session in September was fire. The questions like, what inside me is ready to be burned away so a clear purpose can emerge? Where do I feel passion or righteous anger? And how could that energy be alchemized into constructive action? What is one small vow I can make to myself now to align my daily life with my deeper calling? After writing, craft one short affirmation that ignites you. For example, my fire is clear and sacred. Alright, so y'all know I'm an artist, so we about to get cooking. Y'all know how I do. I will share some of the experiences of what I typed out through the process. Burn my urges to go back to comfort. Those thoughts that pop up that tell me to rest more when I know movement has been the catalyst to my purpose. Burn the bad habits that keep me low. Wake up from this illusion. Stay focused. Being used by nature to redeem, restore, reconnect. The awakening and the light you can't dim. Fire purification plus purpose. You want to focus on honoring yourself. Keep one mind and honor Mother Earth. Share your experience about what's going on. Constructive action. What is really normal now? What was normal 200 years ago? When did we have a better connection with nature? Sometimes I can feel angry about movement. We go through listening to so many struggles and keep moving forward without stopping to feel and be. Some have lost their identity. Systems of imperialism steal your time for its own idea. Develop a very strong class analysis. Rastafari is a relationship with the elements. The fire is the purification of the internal work. What am I preserving? Principle of nature, ancestors. Awaken the light inside. The world won't be mad if you stop to honor her. Our fire is pure, clear, and sacred. Honor your Creator's fire. I sit and reflect on where I'm at in Georgia and the chakra points. I feel that we all want to express our truth. Stillness is in the path you walk. Stillness in medicine, indigenous practice, honoring yourself. The movement is in the focus path. Fire is the worst master, but the best servant. No boundaries, but because it's inside, it can be contained. A big thing to focus on for myself is the humility. A fire can lose control and harm others if I don't keep that in mind. I am not always right. Contain my fire in this reality. Only on the path that serves nature, serves our purpose. Patience. Directed with precision. Precise to take things down. Yet when it's zoomed out, the sun covers all. I'm gonna slow down for that part. When you take the sunlight and you direct it, it can pierce through like y'all ever do like the magnetizing glass and then direct the sunlight, it could start a fire. Yet like that's when it's direct. Yet when we zoom out, when the sun just covers the sky, it covers all. It provides for all. And those are like some cool characteristics about our sun and the fire. We have to be rooted with our ancestors. And as I reflect on this session, even after reading this, we are all right where we need to be. My fire is pure and sacred. Next is earth, grounding, and embodiment. This was in October. Where am I rooted? Where do I feel ungrounded? In my body, work, relationships. What physical practice, boundary, or habit will restore my sense of safety and belonging? What ancestral or place-based wisdom do I want to carry forward in how I live each day? After writing, note one practical action to do this week that honors your body and the roots. Our earth. Fire can live inside it, the fish can swim on top of it, and the wind will flow through it. Earth is my foundation. My family's history are the roots I hang by. Was the earth created for us? Can we do what we want here? I'm in it for the long haul. The earth is collecting information every time you connect with it. Ital is anything that runs away from you when you try to kill it. I learned Ital when I visited Jamaica a couple years ago. No meats, no fish. Like I said, Ital is anything that run away from you when you try to kill it. What does it mean to embody the earth? Check on your principles and what you are standing on. Your foundation. What are you growing? What is coming out of you? What are you serving? What can we depend on you for? Things that grow out the earth we put in our body allows us to further communicate. I'll let y'all take that for what you want. How do you ground with relationships? And then I talk about restoration. As a navigator on a ship, if you steer 10 days off the course, you'll need 10 days to get back on course. The panic will start to lose yourself. So honor the creation of the earth and within you, God. We talked a little bit about the concept of whiteness and how that is a system and a conditioning of a mind to make you think a particular way about yourself, which is actually a default into programming to divide and rule. We go back further than the history of 500 years, and it's a family tree, so we should all be addressing how we behave. The divine has created your family and the earth, and we develop the skills to live. You honor God and your family as a way of transcending and oneness of the earth. Next, we're going to go on to water, which was held in November, 11/11 actually. Water is the emotion and memory. What feelings keep returning beneath the surface? And what are you trying to teach me? Where do I need to make space for release or healing, tears, forgiveness, ceremony? Which relationships or stories hold ancestral memory I want to receive or tend? After writing, choose a simple water practice, ritual shower, libation, journaling tears to support the release. Now we're about to start cooking with these next two sessions. I'm just telling you that right now. Feelings of empty void in heart, chest area, like love is missing. Affirmations, confirmations never received from people we had expectations from. Focus on getting closer with God, and what that means with sacrificing the worldly things to remain with nature and the contentness of what we already have. Shelter, access to food, water, technology, at the extent of exploitation of resources from our earth. Avoiding the truth with blaming others, blame on myself, and then making avoidant excuses to just accept without getting up to be revolutionary. Prayer, action of separating or being in community. Balance of both. Great study and reminder of how to pray, what type of mindset and intentions we should have with grounding and love. Not to use, but to be used to serve. Heavy on my heart and chest area. Memories of success and winning. Not against the competition of ourselves or each other, but a collaboration with nature to have grown, to have stayed green. I want to receive healing, love, stability, security in God. I want to tend the action in time to be able to do so. To be able to have someone also care for me. To be able to accept the help of the world and nature. To be able to let go and receive. Receive help and allow the channels of help to come my way. May I delegate tasks, lean on people, and protect us at the same time. You cannot react to every phase. You have to have some grounding in life. Every day they try to get you to react. You have to stay chill. The material world will always be materializing, producing, commercializing. But nature, like the sun, it comes up and down. The seasons, the environment, they have always been here. We have to harmonize with nature. You don't have to get hurt to have authority with nature. The reality that our growing up spaces did not create the environment to be with emotions and feelings. Ideas of becoming a farmer, knowing how to cook your own food, knowing that you had to catch water. We see the ability to transform and not to be concrete. People love how to respond to how they feel and not what is informing that feeling. Feelings are like air. They're going to be there, just like emotion. It's not all of you. The only thing that gets us the grip is the logic. People are more interested in how they feel and not the logic. All them feelings are really conversation with self. What caused that feeling to be there? Nothing will happen if you start to look into your past and in your life. You have taken place in parties in childhood. I was a kid excuse. That has been done because of how we've been educated. Not individual, but from our lineage. Because we're taught to be individual through the lens of individualness, That's not of the world. You cannot hold anyone responsible. We have to look at the root. Until we look at the root, we are part of the past history that makes the present you. We are not trained to see ourselves as part of ourselves. We see I, the individual, is having a problem, which is true. You're still not alone in the problem. You're a part of a consistent loop. Within that, we will find our healing. Us being water, we have to look at its characteristics. Look at how water moves around, over through the obstructions. If we are water, we cannot deny 70% of the water. Knowing that characteristic is very important. Strengthen our spiritual practice to speak the language of nature. They could be materially stronger, but we are spiritually stronger to shift and influence what people do with power. Use the tools, what they create, to build what we are creating. Don't give people the power they have control on my mind and spirit. We can use those tools that distract us to now help us. Next, we want to move on to air, about like at 21 minutes. So this should take like another couple minutes. Air, clarity and sacred speech. Sorry, it's a cat. What thoughts or narratives keep clouding my clarity? And what truth beneath them longs to be heard? How would my life change if I spoke one truth more often, to myself and another? What vision do I want to give the universe with clear words so it can begin to align with me? Speaking truth is an amazing feeling. Not having to bear the extra weight of lies, manipulation, or deception. One truth a day keeps the stress away, I say. It's a grapple with life when you are clouded by teachings of the oppressed and the oppressor. I think about how my truth will further my connection with nature. How does my truth restore me to nature? How do I access that right now? Thoughts and narratives of white supremacy, which has the masses in a chokehold of oppressive mindset. Growing up in a public school system who polices and are under a constitution never made for me to thrive. Every day living here on this soil is a response to the current imperialist system of power. Through the propaganda, the media, and the entertainment, I am overly stimulated with data and information that doesn't necessarily serve me more than it just keeps me distracted from clarity. The truth of my inner children and ancestors speak to me and tell me to remember. Remember, I am a human being, not a human doing. I am naturally a loving person. I am for life. Within life, I experience everlasting joy. I feel the grief of the natural change. My grief doesn't perpetuate harmful feelings, yet it gives access to space to feel and be. I want to give the universe my most clear thoughts that are not guided by lust, greed, or sin. I want my thoughts to be guided by love, giving, receiving, God. I want love, grace, and God. Oh, I'll put this in the description, but after writing, you're supposed to speak your choosing truth out loud and record it, or write it as a one-time intention. And we're concluding it up right now. That intellectual property of that one love, you have participated in the reality that you hope for. Nature's truth is consistent. There is no ultimate truth in culture. It's not superiority We want to be more simplistic. If you are not guided by nature, the revolutionary is just responding to the conditions in hopes to gain some type of the same power, fighting for a piece of what the oppressor has. Indigenous people wanted to uncover the mysteries of nature by being one with nature, by being one with the original healer. So we should all have a goal to reconnect to nature. You can't have the sun up all the time. It's a service to intelligence. And lastly, the N-word is to go inward. So that concludes what I got, my takeaways from these 4 sessions. And I'm glad that I came back to this. What are we, in May 30th, 2026. It's been a great year so far. Lots of healing, reconnecting, unlearning to relearn. And I'm really happy and proud of myself I was able to get this off into the universe. So y'all let me know in the comments how you're feeling. Definitely, I know me in the flesh. Hit me up, talk to me, call me. We're still doing a lot of great work out here. And I'm gonna conclude it with that. I'm gonna see y'all soon. Thanks for tapping in. Peace.